Hello, this is Leanna Garcia. I am doing the discussion video for Unit 3. What are both sides arguing in the debate over the objectionable books in schools? One side thinks that some of the books in the high school library are too sexually graphic. At the same time, the other side argues that students will learn valuable life lessons and that they may not otherwise encounter elsewhere. They also think that even those who have been sexually assaulted as a minor would like to read those books because they would be able to relate to them. That is to be determined. If you were a school board member, how would you respond using the principles of effective governance? As a school board member, I would use the sunshine law of listening to all sides and meet with the board members and also the school district lawyer about the options that we have to put in place about what books can be had in a high school library and what books can be banned. Who do you think should prevail, or what compromise would you propose and why? Honestly, as a mother, I understand why the mother was so upset with the content that was in the book from the high school library. I also appreciate the other side to an extent. The compromise I propose is to create a list of books that could be considered controversial and send it home, so parents are aware that these books are available in the library. I would also make it clear which age groups these books are suitable for. Like the mother who was reading the excerpt from the book she disapproved of, she didn't mention that the book was only for students 17 years and older. As a board member, we also need to ensure that there are safeguards in place when students check out books to ensure that they receive age-appropriate materials. Additionally, as a parent signs a waiver to prevent their child from being photographed and published on social media, they can also sign a waiver with the school exempting their child from checking out questionable books to be kept on file. I do understand that this is a high school to be more mature, but you do still have the 14, 15, and 16-year-olds that may have never been exposed to sexual issues like this. That was a very explicit section that mother was reading, and I would not want my child reading that, honestly, but that's speaking as a mother, not as a board member, not as a school librarian. That is me as a mother. So I believe that if we could come up with a list of books that would have those controversial issues, and make a list just to have parents be aware of what is in the library, so all kids are exposed to it if their parents are okay with them reading it, and as long as there are safeguards in the library to make sure that a 14-year-old is not checking out a book that was meant for a 17-year-old, I think it would be fine. But like I said, have safeguards, let parents know what's going on, what books are available. Just like you would have your parents sign waivers for pictures, for field trips, for all those other areas in life that kids experience at school that they wouldn't experience anywhere else. They, as a parent, the students' parents, need to be aware of what's going on in the school for their child, so they're not blindsided when their child is shown in this book and they're like, where did you get that from? And they get really upset. They're aware of what's in the library, and I think if they could sign a waiver, everything be clearly out in the open of what kind of books are available to our high school students, middle school students, elementary students, the whole district, that parents would not get so offended and get so upset because they weren't put in the dark. They knew that these books were available for students. So I believe if we work with parents, if school systems will work with the parents won't be blindsided, upset, etc. Thank you.